If you had to make a case to a race of aliens who are trying to decide whether to save humanity or not, what would your argument be to save us? That's what we're talking about today on Set to Love. Let's go.
You can live a life in flow where your deepest heart's desires become reality.
You are here to contribute through your essence, fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on.
Take what works, ditch the rest, and always stay set to love.
Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go.
Happy Wednesday, best friend. How are you?
Doing really good. Happy to be here. Grateful.
Me too.
Lost another pound and a half, so I'm good.
Hey, I like your shirt. What does it say? Be a nice.
It says, "Be a kind human."
Be a nice human.
Or be a nice.
Kind is important too, though.
Yeah, be a nice human. Isn't that cute? With my heart.
I love it. And I love that that you have that shirt on and that this is our topic today. So,
okay.
Let me tell you.
We've told everyone before, we never, other than a title, we don't really know what we're going to talk about or how we're going to talk about it. And so I'm looking at this topic going, I don't even know if I believe in aliens. And now we're going to have a conversation. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
I love it. Well, thank you for indulging me. So let me tell you where this came from. So last night I always listen to something when I fall asleep at night. It just helps to turn my brain off to focus on something else. So I was listening to Lex Friedman. He has a podcast out there and he was talking to some really smart person. He always has really smart people on. I think it was like a neuroscientist or I don't know, someone really smart. And they were talking about aliens and what if aliens are real? So let's just pretend that they're real. Let's pretend that humans are an experiment of theirs. Okay. So we're this giant experiment and they're trying to decide whether to save us, save humanity, or just wipe us out and start over because we're a hot mess. And I was thinking about that. I mean, there's a lot of things on our planet, like we're hurting our planet. We've got genocide happening on our planet. There's always war. It seems like always some war someplace, there's poverty still. There's just so many issues that we have. And so, Shelley, if the CIA came to you and said, Shelley, you and Eva have this podcast. You're always talking about being set to love and how great people are and living this life in flow and gratitude and all of this stuff. So we want you to be the ambassadors for the human race. You're going to go up to their federation or whatever they got going on, and you're going to make a case on why they should continue this experiment and save humanity and not just wipe us out and start over with a race that's maybe more empathetic or more loving or less war inclined or more willing to help each other out. So,
but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee though, even if they were. I mean, you're going to start this because my brain is like blowing up. But in my mind, I'm thinking on top of this, if there was something else besides humans that the aliens were going to bring on, they don't have any guarantees though that something else would do any different than we've done. There's
okay. I'll say this. If they could create AI, artificial intelligence that could be programmed so they knew exactly how it was going to behave and that they would maybe this AI like humans that were not humans, like just a being that was just easier to work with, and I'm sure they could create something like that. So let's just pretend. Okay. Let's just pretend that they're trying to decide on like the earth and starting over or saving humanity. So I've actually thought about this question a couple on and off several times because I think like, what is so special about humans? Like what is so great about us? Why would any civilization out there, if they came down and saw, would we be worth saving? And one of the things that comes to mind, well, there's two big things. Creativity is number one, and emotions are number two. So when I think about what makes us different from everything else on this planet that is living, One, it's our ability to create. Now, lots of beings create, like you can look at ants and they create, like, have you ever seen those ant farms and the
Yes.
stuff that they're able to, I mean, it's miraculous, right? So there's a lot of animals and things in the world that create, but humans, like the stuff that we create, music, architecture, paintings, iPhones, technology, just communities, families, the way that we interact. So I think about how incredibly creative the human race is. And
Mhm.
if we were able to focus less on having to work to pay the bills and this kind of capitalistic world that we live in that's all driven by money. I mean, I know that's like a different conversation, but we really at our core are super creative beings. And maybe there's other planets out there with other beings that are more creative than us. But I feel like what we've been able to do over our 12,000 year history or million years or however long we've been around, that's arguable. I think humans are pretty awesome. Look at this, look at the like megaliths that are on this planet. You know, the pyramids. I mean, I'm not really sure who created those, but they're created on this earth. And I think about all the beautiful things that we create in our lives. And to me, that's one area. The other, and I would love your feedback on that. And the other area is our emotions. Now, whether love them or hate them, there's no other being, living thing on this planet that experiences the range of emotions that humans experience. So yes, maybe we can get really jealous and really bitter and really angry and all these things that lead to negative outcomes, but we also can experience such love and camaraderie and cooperation and collaboration. And I think that that is what's something that makes us so unique from other animals, is that we are able to work together to solve problems, to come up with creative solutions, that we love each other so deeply that we would be willing to sacrifice ourselves for another or for something that we believe in. And I think that's really beautiful about the human race. So for me, those are two things like that I've thought about and off the top of my head that I think, why save humans? A, we're ridiculously creative, and B, the range of what humans are able to experience is miraculous to me. I think that makes us a really unique species. And yeah, those are my two
Well,
thoughts.
I think that those are two really important topics. I personally think that creativity would be my second one. The first one would be the emotions, because um, I just think emotions, whether, like you said, whether it's happy or sad or angry or, you know, whatever that is, I think those emotions are what drive us to do the creativity part.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that comes first. And it's something that should be nurtured. And, you know, sometimes people need space because they're angry about something, but in that space, they can become very creative. And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you think of, you know, I think of when you say that we are the world, when you think of crises that have happened, some of these, I love country music, but country, other people do it, but you see different artists come together and put together a song
Mm-hmm.
that is very creative about this tragedy that's been going on. So I love that part. Um, what other comes to mind is why save it is because we're worth it.
Hmm.
We're worth putting in more time and effort. I feel like we're worth it. Yes, we still have work to go. And I really think that if when push comes to shove, if I would hope, because I feel like even with COVID, even there's people that have conflict over it. We've come together. Look, we found immunizations for it in such a short
Mhm.
time. When push comes to shove, and you maybe, you know, we have prejudice, we have Black Lives Matter, we have all of these big issues that are going on. But when you have communities within your own community, people pull together. I don't care what color you are, what it is, whether it's money, not money, people help one
Mhm.
another. And so for that, I just feel like if the world knew that the aliens were choosing whether to keep us or not, I think everybody would put their best foot forward, because I think as a society, we do better when we're in a crunch. We really realize what we are, for me, like I said, especially the sadness that I feel for all the prejudice and whatever it is, whoever is, what color, what race, whether you're gay, whatever it is, all that, I just, in my rose-colored glasses, I wish that it would just all go away, and we could just really see each other from what we contribute to the world, how we are loving, and judge it on that, because people are people. We all bleed. And I personally love everyone. I don't like actions that happen at times, but I guess I would tell the aliens, we're worth it. Save us. We're going to do better. We're going to keep going. And we never give up. No matter how hard things, we do not give up.
Right. And as much as I absolutely hate war, like, cannot stand it, and then never think it's okay to take another life ever for any reason. I mean, I don't even like stepping on ants or hurting like anything living. But the spirit of humans to fight, the spirit to not give up, the spirit to push forward, even when things seem really hard and we want to give up and we think we can't, that can be used for positive or it can be used for negative. And when it's used for good, that force is so ridiculously powerful. Like you're saying, when we come together and work together and we're strategic and we have so many ideas. And I truly think there isn't anything that we can't solve if we're given enough of the puzzle pieces and we're given an open, collaborative space where people can share their ideas openly. And it can be received openly. And it's not about like, I'm better than you, you're better than me. We really are just like, let's put everything on the table. Let's figure out how can we move forward through whatever problem we have. And I think we're really creative like that, going back to that idea of being creative. So when we have emotional things that come up for us, that really trigger us, when we work together, we can really solve problems in amazing ways. And I think that makes us unique, at least on this planet. I don't know about anywhere else in the universe or galaxy or whatever, but I love that about humans. And at the end of the day, truly, we are love. Like, the emotion. I think about like whales and dolphins and elephants and like other mammals out there that are very loving, but truly, and I don't know, maybe they love just as deeply as we do. I can't read their minds. I don't know, but humans love so deeply. And I think that is so beautiful and amazing about our race, is that we can feel that love just like we can feel anger and all those negative things so profoundly. And that's gotta be of value. That experience, that collective consciousness experience has got to go somewhere at the end of the day. And I think it's amazing that we're able to.
And I'm never giving up on us. First of all, my golden retriever has so much love. It's, I think a golden retriever comes in second, because they're so loving. They're so forgiving. They're just,
that's all
so
you'd have to do is bring Maya. You're like, I know, I'll just bring the dog.
And they give you so much joy. You're never lonely without them. But in all honesty, I just feel like I think we have a lot of growing to do. But I think my life experiences are so different from someone else's. So I just think if the next thing we could do is have space for people to have had different experiences that have been really hard. So we need to come from a loving place instead of staying angry or judging them or whoever them is, or, just come from a loving place with compassion. And I think if we all tried a little of that, then in my little rose-colored glasses, we really could, I hope, do so much better than in some ways that we aren't,
I agree,
and the aliens, they can just fly away.
If you're not going to help, then just skadoodle.
Yeah, just fly away.
I love it. Okay. Thanks everyone for being a part of this fun conversation today. If you have questions or ideas or anything you ever want to share with us, you can email us at set2lovepodcast@gmail.com. We are here weekday mornings. I love you, best friend. Thanks for having this fun conversation with me today. Have a great day, everyone.
You're crazy. Hit the bell.